Just like teaching, gardening requires patience, problem solving, and perseverance. Gardeners nurture their crops with proper soil, water, and sunlight. Teachers nurture their students with engaging and challenging lessons in supportive learning environments. Both teachers and gardeners have unwavering drive and dedication, living by the words of the famous quote, "If at first you don't succeed, try again." Gardeners cannot make their plants grow, just as teachers cannot make their students grow. The plants grow themselves when the gardener provides the appropriate conditions for growth. Like gardeners, teachers know what makes their individual students grow and flourish. During the pandemic lockdown, when we were all required to stay at home to keep ourselves as well as others safe, it might have become challenging for few to cope with this situation. I had conveniently indulged in the habit to keep myself busy and occupied through gardening for pleasure. COVID-19 actually created an opportunity for me to find space to deal with everything. That is, from spending quality time with my loved ones and do things that I have been missing out due to my busy and hectic life. I have indeed taken a well-deserved break from the usual routine. I have tried to utilize the lockdown to positively impact my well-being. I have tried to remain focused on staying busy and connected with my teaching. During the lockdown, I have lived an entirely different life and came out more evolved and open to newer work habits. The lockdown has indeed helped me assess and understand my true passions. After planting, nurturing, and harvesting plants, I have seen a slightly different person in the mirror. A person who can grow things and is a little more in tune with the earth. Gardening indeed has done wonders for my well-being. All that digging, planting, and weeding, burning calories had indeed strengthened my heart. It has certainly provided me some cardiovascular benefit, no doubt about it. Gardening has given me a chance to focus on something and putting my mind to work with a goal and a task in mind, just to see things growing and things thriving. Getting dirt under my nails while digging in the ground or repairing pots has indeed made me pretty happy. Gardening has given me an opportunity for bonding with my family. The happiness and stress relief that gardening provides is a great thing to share with loved ones. Gardening isn't just about making our house look good. Caring for plants do wonders for our own well-being. The physical exercise, definitely it contributes to a healthy weight and BP levels. And just interacting with flora can improve our mood and mental health. The thing about gardening is that you have to have faith in the future. Growing something green, something real, something alive is a hopeful thing to do. And the act of growing plants helped me to boost my mood. I have always made an effort to shape my environment into an attractive display. In the process, I have derived satisfaction from involvement in the processes of tending plants. The glory of gardening, hands in the dirt, head in the sun, heart with nature. To nurture a garden is to feed not just the body but the soul. Gardening indeed is the purest of human pleasures. It adds years to your life and life to your years. Gardening simply does not allow one to be mentally old because too many hopes and dreams are yet to be realized. I grow plants for many reasons, to please my eye or to please my soul, but mostly for the joy in seeing them grow. If you have never experienced the joy of accomplishing more than you can imagine, then plant a garden. We may think we are nurturing our garden, but actually, it's our garden that is really nurturing us. Happiness blooms where seeds of love and joy are planted. So, never be afraid to try something new, because life gets boring when you stay within the limits of what you already know. Finally, I have reflected on what work actually means for me. It fulfills my inner desire to contribute and obviously make a difference. The lesson I have thoroughly learned and wish to pass on to others is to know that the enduring happiness that the love of a garden gives. So, I am a proud gardener. And what's about your superpower then? I love to start the day with an experience that gives me a moment of inspiration. Often, that is simply walking through my garden, admiring the flowers. Flowers don't worry about how they are going to bloom. They just open up and turn toward the light, and that makes them beautiful. Flowers actually are a proud assertion that a ray of beauty outvalues all the utilities in the world. If we could see the miracle of a single flower clearly, our whole life would change. Love is like a beautiful flower which I may not touch, but whose fragrance makes the garden a place of delight just the same. Flowers are the most beautiful gift given by God. They surround us at every phase of our life. They are the source of joy, happiness, sweetness, beauty, and whatnot. We can actually compare our life with the life of a flower. As the life of a flower starts as a small bud, then when the bud grown up, the petals of the flower comes out of the bud and blossom and spread its sweet smell in the surrounding. And after that, the flower starts losing its beautiful petals one by one, and one day the flower is destroyed. It's totally similar to the life cycle of human being. The fragrance of flower brings immense peace of mind. It actually fascinates everyone. Each time you step out, you will see these flowers blooming, giving you a feeling of well-being. I actually like gardening. It's a place where I find myself when I need to lose myself. In a life that is increasingly fast-paced, frenetic, and stressful, your garden becomes an oasis of calm and tranquility. Spending even an hour walking on your garden can really help you relax, lower your stress levels, and allow your mind to rejoice in the peace that your garden offers. There can be no better recreation for your mind. According to me, the garden is the best place in a house. It is the place where someone can sit for a while and unwind amidst nature and feel refreshed. The oxygen in the air, the sunlight flooding the entire stretch of the open space, the sweet fragrance from the flowers, and the chirping of birds, everything seems to come together to create a cacophony that is magical. Nowadays, not too many houses are blessed with a garden, but if one wants to live a peaceful life, he must consider getting a garden for his own abode. In my garden, there are various types of plants. Some are flowering plants, while there are some other plants which look simply adorable because of the sheer beauty of their leaves. The garden looks stunning when the flowers are in full bloom. When leaves turn bright colors in the fall, they make one last effort to compete with the flowers. Actually, I've adopted a fresh new outlook on life and find enjoyment in the little things. Gardening and seeing the plants bloom gives me the amazing feeling of creating something new. Around us, life bursts with miracles. If we live in awareness, it is easy for all of us to see miracles everywhere. Everything that slows us down and forces patience, everything that sets us back into the slow circles of nature is a help. Gardening is an instrument of grace. Much of my personal peace and happiness comes from the time I spend in my garden. It soothes my soul like anything. Open your heart and you'll be amazed at the beauty you see around you. The earth does seem to be smiling and laughing when you look at flowers, doesn't it? The honesty we find in a garden encourages our own honesty and authenticity. If everything around you is being honest and presenting themselves as they are, you let your own guard down. And as you drop your defenses, that can lead to healing. When you enter a garden, time tends to slow down. Your mind and body relax as you step away from the daily bustle and you can connect with your spirit. Gardens invite us to drop the constant doing and allow ourselves to just be. There's a gentleness to gardens, and it's indeed an escape from the news and the violence that we are constantly confronted with. To come here where things are peaceful and gentle, it's indeed a sacred space. When you imagine a garden, you may not think of love, but it's a powerful healing force that gardens offer. A garden is actually built on love. Love in a garden comes through our sensory experiences rather than through words. Plants are constantly communicating with you in the language of the senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. All plants have a lot to say if we take the time to understand them. They lack the ability to say it verbally. But isn't love really just an expression of health and happiness? Love also emerges from the care that goes into a garden. Anytime you put your heart and soul into something, the love that underlies it can help with the healing process. That love and spirit are what resonate with people in a garden. You can see how much has been poured into a garden and then you receive that. It's like a relationship, almost like receiving a love letter. Gardening is an affirmation that change is inevitable and okay. It's neither good nor bad. It simply is. With change comes the confirmation that life is finite and will end as all seasons do. As we accept the cycles of life and death in a garden, we can move toward acceptance of those cycles in ourselves and in those we love. Eventually and ultimately, your inner peace is your own making, not that of others.